Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Conversations with Shawna show. I'm so excited. I get excited every time I do this, but today's guest is a dear friend, and I can't wait to introduce you to her. But before I do that, if you're joining us live, please say hi. Let us know where you're coming in from so we can say hi. And if you're on the replay, give us a hashtag replay so I can give you a shout out later. And for those of you that I have not met yet, my name is Shawna Roche, and I'm a transformational coach, and I work with my clients to help them through fear, doubt, and uncertainty into love, expansion, and possibilities by helping them reprogram their mind for success. So thank you for joining us. And here is my guest today, the lovely Rosa Livingstone.
Hello, Shawna. Thanks for having me.
Hello, darling. I'm so glad you're here.
Me too. It's always so much fun to be in your energy field.
Aw,
It is. You know that. You know that.
Aw. And for those who don't know Rosa, let me introduce Rosa. Rosa is a self-sabotage expert. Ooh, she is. A mind transformation coach, clinical hypnotherapist, best-selling author. You have to get her book. I got it. It's amazing. And a workshop leader and speaker. So for Rosa, she's got a new book coming out in it's called 28 Days of Thought-Provoking Power Words, Creating Inner Growth to Transform Your SHIFT shift from self-sabotaging ways, based on a successful course that she offered this past March to 128 participants.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Rosa, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And I'm excited to, I love to write. You know me. I love to speak. I love to create courses. I love to connect with people, whether, it's unfortunately virtually right now, but I certainly love the live component. And this wanting to use my voice and put my knowledge, what I know from 14 years of working with clients through my hypnotherapy practice, as well as my own experience, putting that out into the world and letting people know that, you're so much more powerful than you think. And often we look at ways outside of ourselves to find healing, to shift into the person that we know is inside there, but we don't realize sometimes just that's all in here. We can do it from the inside out. It's the inside out. So that was one of the reasons why I launched this course back in March, was watching people responding to the chaos of COVID, and just that sense of anxiety and fear. And for a lot of people, it was also grief, the loss of the connection with people, the loss of a job, the loss of a way of life. And I thought, I had been away from my work for around 1.5 years at that point. Won't get into that, you know why. But I really felt this calling to, how can I help? How can I help people understand that they can emotionally regulate by doing these certain things, by focusing on positive versus negative.
Yeah.
And so that's how this book came about, was through the course that I put together, going, okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. We'll see what happens. And there was no one more surprised at how many people signed on than I was. And I wanted to, again, offer it to people that can't take a course, but it's out there. It'll make a great Christmas gift too. Anyways.
Yeah. So when is your book actually coming out then?
It's available now. It's live with Amazon. I'll just say CA. And there's a paperback version. Okay. It's about 18 something. There is the Kindle version, which is $5.23. I'm converting it from the US because when I uploaded it, it's all in US. But I'm doing a promotion that runs from November 2nd to the 6th. And the Kindle version only is available for 99 cents.
Holy crap. Yeah. Wow, 99 cents. Yeah. You know what? I have a Kindle because I have a Kobo. I'm just writing this down. So the book title is, I'm trying to get this right here, 28 Days of Thought-Provoking
Power Words. That's all you have to put in there. I will give you a link later to my other books, and it's in there too. Yeah.
Over here, thought-provoking power words.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love, yeah. Sorry, go on.
No. It's based on a challenge. It was a 14-day challenge.
It was a part of the
28 days is, I know, but 28 days, as you know, is a long time to try to keep someone's attention, and everybody has busy lives and et cetera, et cetera. So this is a go at your own pace. So the premise is that you can shift from the inside out. That's the shift method that I came up with, which stands for self-healing, introspectively, for transformation. I honestly do believe through my work and with clients and work on myself that, we have to look inwards for the root of our false beliefs. We have to look inward in order to find those repetitious self-sabotaging thoughts that are attached to beliefs, and we've talked about this before, that are so false. And we learn them, unfortunately, at a time when we didn't have any control of our minds. We didn't have logic. We were these little sponges that, everything that was going on around us, everything that we were learning just kind of dropped in and became our perceptions, which formed our beliefs. So I believe that we can change our behaviors by working with this part of our mind called our subconscious, which is the part of our mind that's playing these programs that say, I'll never get there. I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills. I'm this, I'm that. We cut ourselves down with that voice in our heads every single day. With the over 50,000 thoughts that we have in our head, 80% of them can be negative. And so I created this so that you can focus on something really positive, one day at a time, with power words, which is word association, which is how the mind takes in new information, links it to the old information, and the more power the new information has through repetition, that will shift that old belief. It'll start to raise it out of its roots so that you can plant something new. This is scientific. This works. This is how we learn. Ow, that hurt. I have sharp nails. Yeah.
Good afternoon, whoever's joining us. Oh, you must have come to the Zoom group. There's a link in the StreamYard above to click on so we can see who you are. But thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
This is such a huge topic, and I love it because you and I have both, exactly. We've been on this journey together. I met you 2 years ago where, at an event, and we shared a condo, and it was like, I look at us now, like how we're both on these journeys, and it's amazing because this work is so needed and it's so important in the world. And I love it because even though we're both transformational coaches, we both do it different. You have such a background, with your hypnotherapy, your own personal journey. And it's so beautiful that I'm just excited to have you here because it's all about building our tribes and connecting with those people. And I love this because you're just such a beautiful soul and you have so much to offer people, like your self-sabotage book. It's like, whoo.
Yeah, that's where it all started. You know what? Every single one of us have, we have a purpose, but the purpose is not something that we're shooting for. The purpose is to find yourself among the chaos of everything that goes around you so that you can stand in your own power and say, no matter what, I believe in myself. No matter what, I know I have value. No matter what, I'm going to love myself, because we all know that no one's going to give us that. No one's going to do that for us. When we are looking at, what's going on in the world right now, I was actually Googling as I was putting all my keywords in for this book, my 28 days of thought-provoking power words, was inspiration is it's a number one topic that people are looking for in, if you want to call it that, self-help or psychology, categories. People are looking for something because what they're seeing and how they're trying to fix the outside isn't working. It has to come from us individually. I mean, I love that saying, be the change you want to see in the world, but the change has to be your organic change from the inside out. That's where your authenticity and your passion and your personal power, that's where it's all going to come from. And it's not unattainable. It's right here. It's right here. But we have to do the work. We have to do the work.
Yeah.
And that's what this book is about.
Yes, let's talk. Robert had a comment here. Reprogramming. Yes, totally. Yeah,
it is.
So let's talk about chaos triggers lack of control, and this in turn triggers fear.
Yeah, it does. Because when everything that we do, we think that we can control it in some way, that by controlling our outer circumstances, we'll feel like we're safe. Yeah. We have no control of anything outside of ourselves. The only control we have is of our own thoughts, our own feelings, our actions, and our reactions. That's it. So how can that fix what's going on outside in this chaotic world where, everybody's circumstances are slightly different, but we're all feeling the anxiety, the fear, this is going on longer than we thought, all of that is we need to look at it from another perspective, is that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So it's you're not changing the world per se, your energy does, but what you're doing is you're changing the way you perceive the world. And fear is the ego holding on and saying it's never going to get better. Yeah. And fear compounds fear. So what it does is it's bringing up from our own childhoods, from our own experiences. It's bringing up that fear of not having control, that we're not safe. Yeah. So we need to create that feeling of safety inside. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think that there is calm in chaos. There are gifts that have come out of this time of it hasn't just been self-quarantine. I'm hoping it's self-reflection, because it's making us look at the way it's working isn't working.
Right.
So there must be another way. Yeah. And I think the other way is not going to come from the political environment. It's going to come from us as individuals deciding how we want to live our lives, regardless of what's going on around us. We all have to adjust.
Yes. Yes. Heather's saying that too. Yes. 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 I know.
Hey, Heather. I can see your name there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any little bit of anything that you can focus on, that you can put some energy into, that will give you a effect that's different from the fear that you're feeling right now, or anxiety or confusion or grief or uncertainty, that's a really positive thing. And I'll go back to the book. It takes 21 days to form a new habit, but those are the easy habits. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I want to change the fact that I'm not drinking coffee in the morning, I'm going to drink tea, that's pretty simple for me to do on a 21-day basis. But what I'm asking people to do is a little bit deeper. It's actually, we want to shift your behavior and the beliefs that are causing you to feel and act the way you do. So I give you a power word every day. A power word is a word that brings up a strong emotional feeling. So think of the negative ones. If I said the word, and I'm going to say it, cancer. Okay. What's the first thing that happens? See, your whole demeanor changed. It's like this. Oh, okay. It's a word. It's just a word, but we gave it power. Yeah. For me, it's spiders. Okay. I see a spider and I'm ready to leave the house. It's it or me. Yeah. So there are positive words that think baby. Okay. Yeah. Think puppy. Think of good job. Okay. Yeah. Power words. Those have positive attachments to them. So what I'm doing is every day you get a power word, you get a quote that harmonizes with that word, so that you can it's you're giving yourself this meal that is really tasty and really good, and you're filling yourself up with good stuff, good mana. Okay. The affirmation also is a daily affirmation. It's to use throughout the day so that you can compound the meaning. You're saying it to yourself all the time. Something like, I am capable, which is in the book, or I am worthy, or I am perfectly imperfect.
I love that one.
Take some of the weight off of us to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I give you tools on how to work with that throughout the day. I also talk about the word and how, I want it to trigger you. I want it to bring up that which resists the word, whether it's vulnerability or authenticity or positivity. I want you to feel the word and I want you to taste and go, ooh, there's a bad taste in my mouth. Good, because that's telling you that inside that little saboteur, there's a belief that says you're not good enough. Work on that belief until you taste it in your mouth and it's starting to get sweeter. So our feelings are going to be that barometer to let us know whether we are in sync with it and we believe it, or if we are, because of our perceptions, we don't believe it. We might believe it surfacely, but we don't believe it inside. So I give you things to do to every single day. That's how we learn. We learned our ABCs by repeating them over and over and over and over again, right? So it's the same kind of idea. And at the end, then I give you thoughts to ponder, which you remember, which is I want you to corner that little beast, okay? Corner it and go, why is it that I let people walk all over me? Why is it that I feel I have to please people? What's the benefit in continuing with this particular behavior or feeling? I want you to challenge it, because through those challenges, and you're going to be journaling, you're going to get your ahas. And that's what comes from this is like, I didn't realize that. This work brings what's out here over here so that you can see it. And once you see it and work on it, what you logically know, because we all know we're all that in a bag of chips, and what you feel might not kind of be in tune, but you're working on that. You're bringing them closer together. That's called synergy. That's when your thoughts and your feelings are in harmony. Ta-da!
I love it. Has some comments here. Rosa, you're so true. Heather, oh, hi, Rosa. It's been a long time. Yes.
Hello, Heather.
Heather's voice. Yeah, and I love that. Yeah. Oh yeah, because it was Heather was in Kelowna with us. Duh. I had to think about it.
Yes, she was.
There's a group of us. I have to think, how many was there at that original first event, right?
50, 60 maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Hard to say, but you know what? When I look at, and I want people to look at those touch points in their lives and know that nothing that they've done up to this point, regardless of, if you believed you weren't good enough, nothing that you've done has been bad. It's all part of the learning process. I really believe we came into this world out of our mother's wombs to have experiences, to learn lessons, to grow into that person that we were always meant to be. And what is that person? Authentic, real, that loves themselves, that, is kind, and as long as we have that voice in our head that is continually spewing shit that we're not good enough, that's what holds us back. And that's an indicator of not just ego, but that we've got some perceptions that are really false.
Yes.
Really false.
And it's that's giving you a big heart. It's so false. And you know what? I love the work you're doing. I love how you're putting this into a book where you just work through everything. Because I think it's so important, because we can start things, like you said, the habit, like we can start the journaling, we can start this. And I mean, I do my practices like my evening, my morning, but there's certain times where you can fall out of it, and then you forget it. And then somewhere along the way, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Like I was just having a conversation this morning with a friend that I haven't talked to in a long time, and I just felt the need to reach out to her. So I called her, and it was like we just started chatting, and it was all about, like even talking about, standing in your power. And it's like you can be like, yeah, I got this. I'm in my power. Everything's great. And then something else can come and it can hit you, and then all of a sudden it can knock you out of your power, and then all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, and then you can just stay down there for quite a while. And
you can.
Kind of work and understanding and learning that, oh, okay, wait a minute, I just gave my power away again. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, stop, breathe. Let's do some exercises, like some work stuff, and let's get it back going again.
We have to all remember that, we're imperfectly perfect, which means that, it's not going to be a linear path of this self-growth and, stepping into your power. It's going to be, 5 steps forward, sometimes 2 steps back. And then, but your knowledge and awareness are the first step in change. So if you're not aware of how you're feeling, because they're also an indicator of what your thoughts are, you can't change what you're not willing to see and to feel. Especially, I did a session with well, she's a friend of mine, but she's become a client, and I've been doing this for 14 years, and for 14 years she's run from me, but I never stuff anything down anyone's throat. I go, you know what I do when you're ready. And there was something inside me going, oh, she needs this right now. And it was like, I gave her a call. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen each other in a while. And she was, talking about what was going on. And I said, sweetie, you need to start listening to your body, because your body is just, ever since COVID hit, she has just, was that a trigger for her? Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I said, you need to listen to your body, because your body is storing what's in here. And your body, where you're storing this, is all indicative. And she goes, I've done so much work on myself. And I says, I know, hon, but you know what? You're going to be doing this work on yourself, and it will be easier. Not to say that there won't be, something that was really down under there that needed to come up, that's going to derail you, but it won't derail you completely or for long if you're willing to examine it and then brush yourself off and put some Band-Aids on and get up again. And, for her, it was just this an hour of pounding a pillow and just making associations when she could move that feeling out. That's where our powerless comes from. It's powerlessness, this feeling that we are powerful, is that we weren't taught ever to really stand in our truth. And I think that that's when we're powerful, is when we're radically honest.
Yeah. I oh my God. I just love that you said that too. And everything you brought up about feelings, because it's all been, I know for me, most of my life, it's like, squish it down. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't even know how to, like, people are like, okay, so how are you feeling? I mean, even probably when you and I first met, I was like, I don't, right? I was closed off from feeling stuff. It was like pushing it down, and it was like more of my masculine side, just going, the doing. And so, like, protecting myself, it was like putting walls up, not realizing that what I was doing to myself in doing that. Cause I did, even when we first met, we'd had conversations, like I had walls up.
Really? Yeah. But it's lovely to see the walls, coming down. I'm also a very spiritual person, and that's where I say we're perfectly imperfect. Our energy is perfect. It's in this physicality of this world where we live in imperfection. And there's a reason for that. It's a return to an understanding of what we had when we came into this world, and even before we took our first breaths, that we understood that we were worthy of everything that is good, everything that is abundant. But the physical world is based on contrasts. Yeah. So it's based on separation. And so we have to find our inner oneness in order to live in a world that it's all about kill or be killed. Yeah. So no, you've grown so much, as have I. And it's life. And I know what you were saying, you think you're just going on all cylinders, and then all of a sudden, boom, your life changes. And it could be a change for a week, a month, or, with my son's accident, it was, well, we're still dealing with it, but, it was a year and a half of me doing nothing but focusing on him. But in there is the gift of having to slow down and go, what do I want? I'm living one day at a time right now. Now, if I just pull back just a little bit and examine everything that's been brought up, here's an opportunity to grow. Here's an opportunity for me to change some of those old programs that, oh boy, were they ever triggered, So
yeah.
It's all available to us. We just need to believe that we have the skills. I don't care who you are, what your level of education is, how much money you have in your bank. You have the skill and ability, the mindset, the heart set to do your inner work, because that's the only place you're going to find true happiness. It's within yourself.
Yeah.
So November 2nd
Yes.
to the 6th, I'm just looking at it. So there is I've got it on Amazon CA. So you can purchase it at that time. The Kindle version, which I love my Kindle, but I also like to feel the book in my hand. It'll be available for 99 cents. And I'm going to do the course again. So the 28-day challenge will be 14 days. That'll be in January, because I've got another book I'm working on, and I've got a goal setting challenge in November. I haven't got a date, but if anyone is interested, I'll give you they just have to email me and say, yes, put me on the list. And as soon as I have all the information, I'll be sending it out. It'll be shortly. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll add your link here and put your links in. Yeah. I'm so excited for this work you're doing.
I love this work I'm doing. You always question, is it enough? And I think what I've learned about myself is it's more than enough, because I believe that things happen serendipitously, and each step is another step in my growth and how I get my message out. I'm not looking to be anyone else but Rosa Livingstone. So like you said, we're both on the same path. We're all speaking the same language, but we're just saying it in a different way, and we're going to appeal to different people.
I love that you said that. Exactly. Because you can hear the same similar things from other people, but it's who you resonate with. It's the energy flow, right? Whose energy do you connect with? And it just, that's exactly it. And when you do the work, you can know pretty quick, okay, I connect with this person's energy. This is the person I want to do some work with.
Yeah. Well, I've always said to every single one of my clients, it's in my little pre-talk when they're sitting in my chair, I'll go, you know what, if you want someone that's going to sugarcoat things for you, or if you want someone that isn't going to call you on this stuff, if you want someone that is going to just, hold your hand and pussyfoot around this, then I'm not for you, because I can do all of that, but I'm also going to push. And, I know you're going to want to run, but I also know that the benefits, the gifts, even in the small little shifts, oh my God, they're so worth it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is. You have those breakthrough moments.
I love them. The Oprah ahas.
Totally. I've had a lot in the last couple of weeks, like a lot. And I love it because we are always learning and we are always growing. That's part of it. And so I look at, it just gets exciting now. Like, it's like, here's where I'm at. Here's the big vision. Yeah, there's a gap, and I'm no longer scared, because in between I used to spin and be scared about the gap. Now I'm excited, and it's like, I'm excited. It's like, okay, it's gonna.
And why are you excited? Why can you be where you are now, and you can see, this is in my coaching. It's like, okay, you see where you are, and you have to obviously figure out the steps of how you're going to get there. But what is it that puts that smile on your face now? What have you shifted? What have you changed?
Because I'm no longer scared of how to get there.
Good.
I now trust that each day I'm taking a step forward and being okay in that moment. And so really working
back your saboteur.
Huh? Yeah.
Beat back your saboteur.
I've really been working hard on that every day. It's like, okay, because I found, like, there was some mornings there where I woke up and all of a sudden, there's all the negative thoughts came in right away. all the self-doubt. Like it was like hammering the crap out of me. And I was just like, whoa.
She's a nasty little bitch sometimes, isn't she?
Totally. I'm enough already. And so, yeah, just getting up and doing my journaling and doing my affirmations and my visualizations and just now getting up. And when I have those moments, it's just sitting there going, you know what, in this moment right now, I choose to be happy right now. In this moment, I choose to be happy. What am I going to do to move forward? And so I've really been working hard with that in the last couple of weeks. It was like this morning, I look outside and it's snowing, and I was out in a snowstorm yesterday because I had to go to the doctor. It was like everybody I ran into were complaining about the weather. And I was just like, oh my goodness, everybody's complaining. And then I love the snow, so that's fine. But I looked outside today and the snow was all sparkly, and it was sparkly. And I'm like, oh, it reminds me of my diamonds. And I'm like, oh, Mama.
Yes, you got your bling on. I can see
I'm
that.
like, I'm just going to put on my favorite t-shirt, just open your heart, and I'm going to put on my wedding jewelry because
there you go.
Like, look, I'm like, it's a bling day. And
I love it.
Be in my house.
You're channeling your inner queen.
Have my show.
I can see the little tiara.
I know. And I'm like, this is who I am. I'm going to do this. You know, I used
but
to.
You're walking your talk, honey. You're walking your talk. And that's what I'm saying here is that you're journaling, you're doing your affirmations. I mean, it all sounds like, and you know, people might not be consistent, but as long as you're focusing on the good, you're going to get somewhere, because you will never find a successful person, I don't care what they do, that got there by focusing on the negative.
Yeah.
They focused on the good. And when you looked outside, and that's something I talk about, is it's all about perception and perspective. So I could look outside and see the snow and go, oh my God, how am I going to get around? Blah, 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 blah. Whereas you chose something different. You chose to look outside and see it as something beautiful. Did the scenery just change over, you know? No, it's the same scenery. It's perception. It's perception. So good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's like, ooh. Yeah. And it's work every day. It's like, and it's choosing, and that's just it, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Nope.
I'm not going to worry about the past. Some stuff happened the other day and I wasn't okay with it, but I'm like, you know what? That was then, this is now, you know, did my forgiveness and my gratitude and my stuff, you know, did the things. But today it's like, no, in this moment, this is what I'm going to choose. And I'm really working towards that, because that's what my coach also worked with me, is just like, in this moment, choose in this moment, because I can't control that. I can't control that. It's like, in this moment, I can control how I choose to feel. So I can sit outside and go, oh my God, it's cold, it sucks, and be miserable. Or I can put my bling on with my favorite t-shirt and my favorite little rose gold mug, have a cup of tea.
Absolutely.
And just like,
it is a choice. It is a choice. And if there's anyone out there that knows anything about A Course in Miracles, the thought system, okay, is that it all comes down to one thing. Everything we create is based on a thought.
Yeah.
And we give that thought power through our feelings. So our power is to choose again. It's just choosing again.
Yeah.
Notice, aware, and choose again. And you could choose to sit in your shit.
Yeah.
Or you could choose to go, you know what, it's kind of smelly over here. I think I've had enough, and I'm going to find another way.
Yeah.
To choose again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderbar.
Yeah. It's all choices.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my dear. I just love having this conversation. I'm so excited for your book to come out. And
me too.
I don't have a Kindle, but I'll get the actual book. And so, and we'll put Rosa's links in here for anybody who wants to connect with Rosa. And I'll get you to stay on for a minute, Rosa. But thank you, everybody, those of you joining.
Thank you, everyone.
And if you have any questions, reach out, and and we'll put Rosa's information in here. You can get in touch with Rosa. So yes, thank you for those of you who have been here live, and those on the replay. Give us a hashtag replay so we can shout out and say hi. And have a fabulous Thursday, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you, Heather.
Yes, thanks, Heather. Bye, Heather.
Oh, I don't think it wants to end. Isn't that something? It's circling. I'm like, I think we're stuck on here.
Well, we can always end it, but you know what? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's something else we're supposed to say. I don't know.
Having trouble ending the